So it's 10:15 and I'm just at my mum's. The breakfast I had this morning, I had Cheerios, but I had the multigrain ones. I actually think that they might be more calories than the honey ones, which would be, I think, pretty weird. But anyway, so I had them with some milk because Brooke wanted to try them and she did actually quite like them. And then I've just had a skinny latte as well because I was having a bit of a coffee craving. So today's probably going to be very similar to yesterday. I'm just doing more housework. I'm doing upstairs today. I did downstairs yesterday. I'm going to go in the gym before lunch again and I'm doing a leg workout. I'm kind of dreading it. I've kind of made it up all myself as much as I can. I've just taken like workouts that I've seen people do and put them together and in terms of what I think I can do. So I'm going to give it a go and just to see how I get on. So yeah, not really much else to say. I'm still really unsure as to my scales and my sister's scales. So yeah, I'm gonna just keep weighing myself on both and just kind of see how I get on. I'm gonna get on with stuff. I need to upload my video and then I will probably catch up with you if I either eat something or I go in the gym. Oh no, you like cuddles. That's you. It's about 12 o'clock now and I'm just about to do my leg workout. I had my pre-workout just a little under half an hour ago. My skin does feel quite itchy. If I'm having it in the day, I do tend to have like pretty much a whole scoopful, which you really do have to be careful of. I feel like I'm used to it now, so it doesn't bother me, but it's definitely something to be wary of. I don't know if all pre-workouts do that. I have heard people say that before, but yeah. I wanted to talk a little bit about leg workouts because I feel like leg workouts, and especially glute workouts, you can find everywhere. There are so many people who show really good leg and glute workouts. And the thing is I feel like for most girls especially, that's the area that they want to grow the most. That's the area that they want to target the most. I definitely am one of them. I really, really wish I had nice legs and a nice, you know, tight bum. At the moment, I'm nowhere near that, but I am working towards that. But I still really want to focus on upper body workouts as well, because not only will that help kind of even everything out, it will also build up my strength in general, which will in turn help with my leg workouts. I think most people's ideal body is like an hourglass shape, and obviously a lot of people who train and do weightlifting, they use that to create the illusion of that, because not everybody has a naturally small waist and big hips, or, you know, like a wider upper body. So that's why you target specific areas for muscle growth. So doing your back is obviously going to help create that V shape, which makes your waist look smaller, and then building up your kind of hips and your bum will help widen the bottom, so then that will create the kind of hourglass shape, which is exactly what I want. You have to make sure that you even out your training. I have scheduled legs twice a week into my workouts because I feel like it's something that I can do. It's very realistic and they are such big muscles that I do want to work them quite hard, but I still then have 3 to 4 sessions of more upper body training, which is in there as well. If I can as well, I will fit in one just pure glute session in with shoulders on a Saturday, but that's just an extra session. I will kind of go over more in depth my workout plan if it's something that you would like me to do, and just explain why I've got that. Everybody is different, everybody wants different goals. If you can only train, you know, 3 to 4 times a week, I would only do legs once, because you still, like I said, need to fit in other body parts to help even your body out. Another thing is, when I've watched people do leg workouts and they've had like £100 when they do squats or deadlifts and things like that, and they make it look so easy, and they're not particularly like bodybuilder muscly. They are very natural and they are very toned, and they clearly have a lot of muscle. I think that in my mind, I thought, you know, I feel like I've gotten fairly strong because I have been sort of doing this for quite some time now. Obviously nowhere near as strong as a lot of people who do this, but for me, I've definitely grown my strength. So I thought doing stuff like that wouldn't be so bad. I didn't intend to obviously go up to like £100 squats and things like that, but I thought I'd be able to handle quite a lot. And one thing that kind of occurred to me recently is that when you do weight training, the weight is the resistance to the workout or the exercise that you're doing. So if you do shoulder press and you're pushing the weight up, obviously I could sit here and do this and it does hurt. Obviously nowhere near as much as when you have the weight, but the more weight you have, the more resistance you have, and then it works the muscle harder. I like to do a lot of isolation so that it just targets a specific muscle. That's why I like to sit down when I do my shoulder press, because I feel like when I stand up, I'm swinging my body and pushing it up. So it's not just targeting my shoulders. When you do your legs, you often do a lot of compound movements like deadlifts and squats and things like that, which is going to work various different muscle groups. It's going to be working your like core, because you're trying to keep yourself like up straight. If you've got hold of the weights, it's going to be work depending on how you're holding it. It's obviously then could be working your back, could be working your shoulders, could be working your arms, all things like that. So that's one thing that I like to keep in mind. When you do a lot of isolation exercises, depending on how heavy you can lift, that's the amount of resistance you are giving yourself. When you do compound exercises, or when you do things like squats and deadlifts, your body weight definitely is taken into account with the amount of resistance. So if, for instance, I weigh, I don't know, maybe like 160 pounds or something like that. So when I squat, there's probably at least 100 pounds there, weight-wise, that I'm, you know, going down and lifting up and going down and lifting up. So as a beginner, that can be quite difficult normally. If you're somebody who doesn't normally do squats, just doing a normal body weight squat can be something that's very difficult. These girls started off probably doing body weight squats, and slowly as they built up their strength, they grew muscle, lost fat, they become lighter in weight. So when they were doing the squats, it wasn't giving them as much resistance. So they've had to up the weight. And obviously as you gain muscle, you gain strength and you need more resistance. So overnight they didn't do like 100-pound squats, they've built up to it. So if you need to start off by doing body weight squats and things like that, I would 100% stick to that. The way I've done my workout is that I do have a lot of just body weight exercises, and it's something that I will build up to if I find that, you know, I could do the whole sort of set without having to stop and, you know, or thinking, oh my god, these last couple of reps are really difficult, then I might add a little bit of weight, but it will be something that I slowly build up to. There are a couple of things that I feel like I'm used to doing with like weights, and the thing is if you're going in the gym or if you're working out and it's just horrendous, you're in a ridiculous amount of pain and you just dread it to the point where you don't want to do it anymore, you probably will eventually stop doing it. Whereas it has to be somewhat doable, otherwise you're not going to get the results. Also with legs as well, there is a little bit of a risk of back injuries, because obviously you are putting a lot of weight on your back when you're doing squats, and if you don't have proper form, then you will probably hurt, you know, like your back or something. So if you can't do it properly with weights, like with a barbell, doing it on here, like I've shown you before in videos, it's tough. It really is, and even the motion of it is a lot more difficult because the weight's distributed a lot differently. So even if it's just for a couple of weeks, just try with body weight squats, and then just slowly, even if you just put a bar behind you, Smith machine is obviously a really good thing to try if you can, you know, if you can use one, because it's kind of all like there, whereas this is a little bit different because obviously it's a little bit more free. But it does work in a similar way to a Smith machine. A Smith machine is very much down straight. Sometimes they are a little bit angled. It's just something that I think is important to know. So what I'm skipping my warm-up today because I've been on my feet all morning doing housework. I've just hoovered the whole of my parents upstairs and their actual stairs as well. So I'm pretty hot and sweaty already, but I am going to do some sort of muscle activation exercises. Now you can do just 2 to 3 exercises, you maybe like 10 to 12 reps, and just do it twice just to get your bum and your leg warmed up, so that when you are doing like squats and things like that, it sort of helps that area be targeted and it not go on your back. So I'm going to do that. I will have the whole workout listed down below. As I said, this is something that I've kind of created for myself. I'm trying it for the first time, so I don't know how well it's going to go. So yeah, let's get started. So the workout is done, 45 minutes, and you can tell how sweaty I am because all my mascara has like run down my eyes. I don't have any like foundation or anything on. I've just put some mascara on and done my eyebrows, so I'll have to sort it out before I go out, but I'm seriously sweating. This is why I love and hate training legs, because it really does take a lot of energy like out of you, and it's so difficult difficult in general. That's why, you know, I said about building up your strength. A couple of things that I did with that workout, if there's workouts where it's only like one leg or one arm or whatever at a time, I like to play around with whether or not I do that one like arm or leg or whatever for however many reps and then move on to the other one rather than alternating, because sometimes if you do like one leg it really kind of burns out the muscle and just hurts a lot more and it's a lot more difficult. And I feel like if you can do it that way you should. So the second kind of variation I did with the curtsy lunges and the backwards lunge with the kick, I prefer doing one leg at a time because it definitely hurt. And I'm out of breath. With the lunges, I don't have a lot of balance and I haven't incorporated lunges into my kind of routine for a really long time, and I have quite bad knees, so I want to start doing them again because I feel like if I build up the strength in my leg, I said my camera's shaking because I'm shaking. If I build up the strength in my leg, and particularly around my knees, then I'm hoping that it will solve the problem. So yeah, my legs are like absolute jelly at the moment. So yeah, so I'm gonna make myself my fried egg on toast, and I'm gonna have some crisps as well because I seriously, I do feel like, for me anyway, eating that tiny bit more on leg days is just what I need just to help kind of recover. Plus the fact I have 2 children tonight, so for most of the evening, so that's also gonna be a lot of energy. So I'm gonna do that. I'll show you it when it's ready anyway, because I can't show you me making it. There's no way I can put the camera. So yeah, just build yourself up to it. I think with the deadlifts, I don't have a lot of flexibility, which is definitely something I want to work on, and that's why I like doing like the abductor, like the hip abductor. I feel like it just kind of makes me a bit more flexible, and I think that it's the leg abductor. So I really do want to work on my flexibility, but I just feel like at the moment my muscles are so tight, so I feel like I need a good stretch and a good foam roll. My back does hurt a little bit, and I feel like that's something that most of the time I can't really help. If you don't have good balance, or you you know, you struggle with form and you're building up to it, you might get a little bit of a bad back, but it's nowhere near as bad as what, you know, it's been before. So yeah, I'm gonna make my lunch and then I will catch up with you in about 10 minutes. So I've just got my lunch. One egg sort of got scrambled and the other one come out fine, so yeah. I don't know, yesterday I had 2 perfect fried eggs, but I just used a different pan, so obviously that makes a huge difference. And then I've got a pack of these. I stole them from my mum and dad's crisp collection that they have, and I've got some water. So I'm gonna eat this and then probably just chill out for like half an hour before I do anything else, because like I said, I am absolutely exhausted. That was a really good workout, but a pretty tiring one for sure. So yeah, I'm gonna eat this and then I'll catch up with you later.